All right. What I wanted to do today was go live. I've got this urge, this drive, something within me saying, "Go live, young man. Do your live on the YouTube." So I got a camera which has got a bit of a wide angle view, and when it kicks over, I you lose sight of me, and it's very blurry over there for some reason. Anyway, um, what I've got going on in the background is some homegrown music, so I don't get copyrighted anymore. Because I like having music in the background, and yeah, I get it gets too quiet without music going. So I'm just going to turn it up a little bit so I can hear a little bit in the background. Not overpowering, but just enough. That's pretty cool. So yesterday I started work at Signub at 1 p.m. And prior to starting work, I, of course, went onto the YouTubes and had a look at different videos. And one of the ideas I came across was from a guy who I could go through the history, I guess, and have a look, but it's going to take too long. I can't remember who it was now, but it's an American guy talking about how to be productive and get yourself into the day to get things done. And I used to do this, but I got out of the habit. So I thought, oh, you know what? I've seen that video for a reason, so I'll put it into practice. So the basic idea is get up with the sun early and start exercising, as in do something, walk, run, swim, do some kind of physical activity as soon as you get up. So that's what I did today. I got up and then got dressed, which I think is what is needed to be done after you get up and go out in public. And then I took Alfie for a walk. I said it wasn't a long walk, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour at the most, just down to the river because we've just had a lot of rain, and I wanted to see whether the river was flooded. It's not flooded, but it's very high though. I've got to tell you, very high. So it's cool. Actually, I took video of that. I'm wondering if I can show you or not. I don't think I can because it's going to be. I'll test it out later. I won't do it now because it's a bit of a waste of time. Oh, hang on, I'm changing the view on this. Damn. That song in the background is a song James and I did a while ago. Haven't heard from James in a while. Hope he's doing all right. So 9:30. Yeah, so I got up early, which was for me was like 7:30. The alarm went off at 6:30. I said hello to Elizabeth. She went off to work, and then I thought I'll get up, but then I stayed in bed for another hour. Damn. I do like these afternoon shifts with Signub. It's so good starting at 1 so I can do what I want during the day. But anyway, I got up and then took the dog for a walk, got back, had to buy milk, eggs, and bread, of all things. So I did that this morning, and then got myself a coffee, which I'm a drinking right here today now. Yum. So a good way to start the day. And then another hack I've discovered is if you want to lose weight, is you delay the breakfast as long as you can, even up to like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So you have lunch as your breakfast. If you do that, then your body kind of goes into this mode of most people would think that it would go into a mode of conserving and storing fat, but it doesn't do that. It actually goes into a mode of burning up energy. Because when you think about it, like as we were cavemen back in the day, we used to have to go out and get up in the morning and think about, okay, how am I going to feed myself? So you'd spend pretty much the morning and the rest of the day working out what am I going to kill to eat, and so and they weren't fat, and it was because food was hard to come by and there wasn't much sugar in the food that they did get. Oh, there's that noise back again. Oh man, that's annoying. I know where it's coming from. I'm going to just turn it off so that we lose that noise when I do this. Yeah, my Yamaha, my mixer, it's got a problem, and it randomly adds in that crazy noise in the background. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Might be from the microphone actually warming up. Damn, I should. What I'll do, I'll turn it on, and I'll let it warm up. And we'll try it again. You can listen to my music. So, to stop the crackling, what I'll do, I'll go over here. Yeah, and that's killed that noise. My music ended. That was a little composition I put together a while ago for ABC show on, what was it on again? I can't remember now. I think it was on the First Fleet arrivals, people coming into Australia, and they wanted a kind of Celtic feeling musical score. So I put an idea together for someone, and I think they actually used it and made a better version of it, and it went to production. I'm dying to see where it's live somewhere on the ABC. So yeah, I feel that's my little claim to fame for music composition. But yeah, so the getting back to where I started from, getting up early and then delaying breakfast for as long as possible, you then train your body and it starts to burn the energy that you got stored as fat. And like I said before, go back to the caveman days. That's how cavemen had to operate. They basically had to hunt for their food, and they burned up a lot of energy in doing that. And they didn't have excess food; they had just the right amount of food and less sugar, but more protein. So, yeah, I'm just following those principles, and it seems to work quite well. And now I'm trying to get myself back in the habit of getting things done more efficiently. So planning for a bit of the day, getting up early, and getting the mindset set properly so that the dopamine levels are reset by getting up early, going for a walk, emulating our designed body to work in the real world. Because we've artificially changed things with mobile phones, the internet. We can pretty much, if you got a good job and you work from home, you don't have to go outside at all. You know, you can just exist in your home and see people virtually now. So there's a lot of isolation going on. So physically getting out in the world leads to opportunities to actually talk to people and you know, interact with the environment properly. Get sunlight, get you know, light stimulation happening, and just making your brain react naturally to the real world. And I remember being that way back in the 90s, before the internet was so ubiquitous and before mobile phones became so ingrained in our lives. So I'm trying my best to get back to that kind of state. So I'm not saying get rid of technology or get rid of mobile phones, but doing things that are smart to reduce the impact of them. So all my notifications on my phone, the only thing it does now is ring like a phone and beep when I get texts. That's it. Everything else, I don't have any notifications on at all. So if I want to go and check on Instagram, I have to go into the app and see what's going on, if I've got messages and things like that. And so only the people that know me have my phone number to be able to call or text, so that the people who are important to me, I'll be able to hear them. And the people who I don't know, it comes up as unknown number anyway, so I don't answer it. It goes to voicemail. And then I check the voicemail to see if it's important. If there's no message left, then it can't be that important, so I don't return the call. And it just saves a lot of time and a lot of brain processing, not to worry about stuff that doesn't matter. So little tricks like that have helped me in the past, and especially getting up early and doing something physical and then getting back and spending half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, planning out what's going to happen in the day. It's better to even do that at night for the day coming up before you go to bed, to plan out what's happening in the day ahead. But doing that too much, you also run the risk of becoming less spontaneous. So there's a bit of a balance to all of that. So the planning I do, I try to do the planning so that it's not rigid. It's more like a loose plan, and I've picked it up from project management over the years. It doesn't matter what you do in terms of planning something. Something always happens and destroys the plans. So, um, life kicks in. So there's always something going on to destroy your plans. So it's not good to be rigid and just hold on to the plans with the iron fist. You've got to let that life kick in and be flexible enough to understand. Yeah, I can't control everything. I'll just flow with this general direction. So it's like a general direction is what I try and do, as opposed to with that angle. Yeah, as opposed to holding it onto a plan and making it happen. Like this, I remember program managers, like people above me when I was a project manager, like a project manager's manager almost. They'd be talking about, you've got to drive the project as if you're the one in control of the time that's available to us, and you're in control of what people do and how they do things, which is what a lot of people think project management is about. But it's not that. It's more about managing budget, giving people clear directions on what your tasks you'd like them to complete are, and then getting feedback from them to understand, okay, realistically, I can get this much done in the day. It's not me telling them you get all this done in this time. Like, obviously, if people are going to ride the system and try to rip you off and pretend that they can't get as much done, work done as they can in a day, then I step in and say, look, yeah, really, you can get this much done. So it's working out a minimum amount and then a maximum amount, which can be achieved without burning people. And the program managers I'm thinking of would have no qualms about burning people. They would just use them up like they would any resource available in a business. And by a resource, I mean like fuel. You just burn it up and go through fuel, but people should not be treated that way. Yeah, so these people that talk about you driving your project, I always have a red flag that goes in the back of my head when I hear that, because they just seem completely out of touch with reality and what goes on in the real world. And they're project managers and program managers that, achieve results, but they burn through people and they burn bridges unintentionally. And I just refuse to operate that way. So I'm kind of glad I'm not in the IT space as much as I was for that reason. But I'm hoping I can bring the wisdom back when I do go back into IT and remember not to operate like that, but to push back gently and let people know, hey, these are people. We can't just burn them up like that. I don't know how successful I'll be now, having said that. Anyway, so that's what's going on. I've got some planning which I'm doing right now, because there's things I want to do. I still haven't got much progress made on my movie. I'm calling it The Home. Yeah, I'm just stuck a little bit on how to convey the emotions I want to convey visually. It is really... I find that interesting that movies are all about conveying emotions visually and through the work of sound. And sound in particular has a massive role to play in conveying emotions through a visual medium. And I'm struggling to get the visuals right so that the audio matches it. Yeah. So, but I'm glad I'm setting myself these little challenges, these what are they called, short movies, so that I can practice what I need to do to get a story going which connects with people. So they're going to be horrible to start with, I can tell you right now, but over time it should get better. We'll see what happens. Same thing with music. That last song that I tried to make, I want to step away more and more from just I don't know. That's so funny. I was going to say from simple musical structure, but I love simple music. something about it. And there's a whole lot of songs out there which are like some songs, Cocaine, for example, from JJ Cale, it's two chords, and it's one of the best songs I've ever heard. Absolutely love it. So it's not that simple music is bad, it's more working out how to make the most of simplicity to get a real connection going. I think that's what all of this stuff is about: music, movies, entertainment. It all revolves around connections and people. So, yeah, I think as humans we overcomplicate things so much when simplification does just as much, if not even more connection than complicated, intricate type of things, whether that's books, music, movies, whatever it might be. Yeah, so I'm not letting go of simplicity, but I guess I want to challenge myself to see what I can do in a complex kind of nature. But I know intuitively what's going to happen is if I ever get to that stage, I'm just going to revert back to being a simplistic, simple kind of a music, movie, communication kind of person. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned, to be honest, that some people criticize me for my simplistic approach to everything. I think there's a lot of scope for being simple and simplistic. Yeah. Anyway, there's my thoughts for the day. I have sig number 1 today. It is now something like 10 o'clock, I'm guessing. 9:45. Yeah. I've still got my coffee. Yeah, so I just wanted to share a little bit of news, wisdom stuff that I learned yesterday. Oh, another thing is I was watching another YouTube video from a movie maker. His name is Jake Elbright. And he's got a really cool video. I'll put a link in it in another video here so you can see what I'm talking about. But he's got a really good eye for detail. He wrote, directed, and kind of starred in, and I think he videoed himself as well in this short movie with he and older woman who's basically, it's a story about age differences, but friendships crossing those barriers of age, and how they develop a friendship. It's really just really good, touching story. Love it. So yeah, I like seeing what's going on there. But in the making of that movie, there's a book where his character kind of steals it from a library, and then notices that his new friend has also got that book. And I was just intrigued, what is that book? So I looked it up, and it's all about movie making for film and television. So I bought a copy, and I did some research on the internet to find out more about the background of that book. And I can find virtually nothing about that book. It's written by 2 people, Brad... God, let me check. No, I messed up 2 names into one. Ben Brady and Lance Lee. I don't know where the camera is right now, but it's this. So I don't know if you can see it there. The Understructure of Writing for Film and Television. It's $45 paperback, but yeah, it's got some really, really good ideas, and it's put in a easy to understand form. I've read a lot of books around how to make movies, and I think this one here is one of the clearest ones I've come across. And it's really weird that I have not heard of this before. It's because it's been around since 1982, and it's written by the University of Texas Press. Two guys working at the University of Texas in America, and so they wrote that in '82. It's been revised and republished in 1988, which is the version I've got here. So it's been around for quite a long time, and yet no one, no one has, I've never heard of this. And on the internet, there's nothing that I can see about it, which is so weird. So, yeah, very underrated and underutilized bit of literature there around how to go about writing for TV and film. So I'm enjoying that. I'm about halfway through, and I'm going to apply what I learned there to the movies I make going forward as well. So hopefully we'll see some improvements, and hopefully we'll get some actual real movies going. Shorts. I'm only doing shorts, so it's going to be between 30 seconds and 10 minutes, maybe 15 at a stretch. But I want to make them short so that I can do a lot of them and get better quicker at making movies. All right, that's. I think I'm exhausted. I think I've exhausted my brain capacity for talking like this. So I will go and do my planning now, because it'll be boring for you to watch me plan. But I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you're new, welcome to the Andrew Harris the Guy channel. I just ramble for ages and ages. I do various things. So I've got some videos on motorcycle repairs, guitar repairs, writing music, writing, planning, productivity, stuff that I find interesting and that I can apply to my life to make life better, not just for me, but for everyone that I meet with. I'll show you one thing quickly too. I was driving with the girls a little while ago, and they came across. Oh, sorry, Poppy said, "What's that doing out in the garbage?" And I'll show you what it was. Hang on. That's right. It's another guitar. Yeah, I found. This is what Poppy basically pointed at. You can't see it here, but I'm going to try and show you in one of the camera views when it comes up. But this fingerboard here, the fretboard, the part where the frets are that your finger goes on the fretboard, it's separating from the guitar. So there's a gap between the fretboard here and the base of the neck. So it's completely ruined. But I think I can repair it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fretboard off, and it's all shifted and moved and everything. It's ridiculous. There's rust all through it. The heads, tuning heads here, they look pretty good quality. So I can make use of those again. They still work. I imagine the inside's all rusty and crusty and bad, but we've got some pickups in there. There's a bridge. It looks really bashed up, I got to tell you. But I thought I'll use it as an experiment to see if I can repair it and make it work again. The strings are absolutely black with rust. It's funny. Anyway, there you go. And it's called a Monterey, I think it is, Stage Series. Monterey. It's a Strat copy. So yeah, it's a garbage find, and I'll see if I can restore it and sell it. There we go. All right, on that note, I shall go. The music in the background is James and I putting some music together a while ago. It's on SoundCloud, so if you do a search on ALR Harris, I think it is, in SoundCloud, you can find the playlist there. And I've called it, the playlist is called YouTube Background Music, I think, or Background Music for YouTube, something like that. All good. All right. On that note, we say bye-bye. Have a great day. Love you all. Take care. And see you in the next one. Bye.